All right, so on 6, we're making a kite, BENF, such that, Ben Franklin, such that the measure of angle F is equal to 135 degrees. So 135 degrees, that's another one of the angles that we can construct with our compass and straight edge. So we'll get that out of the way first on like how we're supposed to construct that angle. Let's make a little thumbnail sketch of what the heck's going on here on this kite. Okay, so I'm going to make myself a kite. And there's no way that our two vertex angles can be an obtuse angle, because then this thing wouldn't close. Those two things are, these two are not necessarily congruent. These two non-vertex angles have to be congruent to each other. And so if I'm going to double up those angles, those are the ones that if we're going to be obtuse, have to be one of these two. So this one is 135, which would make this one over here 135 degrees as well. The two non-vertex angles. The other two vertex angles, they'll be whatever is left over from 360 degrees. And they can vary. I add those two things up, subtract from 360 degrees, and that's what's left over for those two. Okay, so now on to, let's say this one would be our F. And this thing was called BENF. So how about a BENF? In order to make 135 degrees, we're going to start with a straight line, that's 180. Then we bisect it, that makes 90. Then I bisect the 90 degrees, and that makes 45. And then everything that's left over here is 135. And that's how we will get this 135 degree angle right there. Okay. All right, so we'll start with a side length, any random side length here. All right, and let's say that I'm going to put point F on here someplace. And so right through here, I'm going to first make a 90-degree angle with the compass and straight edge, and that's basically bisecting a straight angle 180 degrees. And you do that with the sad dead cyclops. Just pick yourself a compass setting, doesn't matter what it is. Make your sad face. Intersect that line twice. Stretch out the compass a wee bit more. And from these 2 points of intersection, we'll use our compass to find the dead guy's eye way down here below point F. So we'll put it on this left intersection point. Make an arc underneath point F. Switch it around at the second right in point to intersection. And finish off the dead guy's eye. I'll poke a little hole here. And then I'm going to connect this back to F. Okay, so we've made our 90-degree angle. What I'm going to do is I'm going to bisect it over here on the left-hand side. I'll bisect this angle in order to make 45 on the left side, and everything that's left over will be the 135. So to bisect the angle, we do another sad dead cyclops, but I'm just doing it on the 90-degree angle. All right, so again, it doesn't matter what compass setting that I use. We'll shrink this down so it fits on the page here. Make an arc to intersect both sides. There's our sad face. This time I don't have to change the compass setting. I can use the exact same one. And let's make our dead guy's eye right here on the interior. It's kind of like if these are quadrants, that's quadrant 2. Here's the top point to intersection where the point goes. Make half the dead guy's eye. And the bottom one looks like it's on the x-axis, the negative x-axis. Finish off the dead guy's eye. Poke a little point here. And connect this back to point F. All right, so this angle here is the 45-degree angle, but the piece that we want is the obtuse part, which is the 145 degrees. 135. Yeah, that's a little bit more accurate. 135 degrees. Okay, so now whenever we go to make our kites, all I basically have to do is draw in, let's say if I draw in a diagonal from here to there, making sure that these two sides aren't the same length, then I can reflect everything across that line pretty easily. So let's just make sure that those aren't the same length. It doesn't look like they're the same just using my eyeball. Okay, there's that side. Definitely not the same length if you take a look. Okay, so I can just connect those two. That'll be one of my diagonals. Can we see this on the screen? Here, let me zoom out just a little bit more. All right, so far, if I take a look back here at my thumbnail sketch, this is basically what we have. We have this triangle down here, where here's point B. I'll label it on my new drawing. And here's point N. Now I just have to find out where point E is as a reflection across this line. And that's pretty easy to do. If I just use that same exact compass setting from B to F, I find its length over here, and the same exact compass setting from F to N, I see where those 2 points intersect each other. And if you recall, I've already set it to be BF. So I'll put the point of my compass here on B, make an arc on top of this whole entire drawing. Now I need to stretch my compass from F to N. Put the point of my compass on N, and I'll make an arc to intersect the first one. Where these two intersect, this has to be point E. And the reason why this second part of the drawing works is because given those three side lengths, I can make one and only one triangle by side, side, side. And there is our kite with angle F being 135 degrees.